Secrets hidden in plain sight. Powers that move the world in the shadows. Questions no one dares to answer. Step beyond the Matrix. Subscribe.
The same people who design prisons also design public schools and libraries. Same architecture. I mean, even Google themselves are admitting it. Like, in your face. These buildings were designed to control masses of people, mass surveillance, obedience, the ability to work under supervision. They prioritize containment and surveillance over inspiration. And why is the public school free? It's free because you're the product. Who's paying these teachers and staff? The school, right? Well, who owns the school? The government. If they're not making money from you showing up to their school, that means it's about the indoctrination, not the education. They could fucking care less about you being educated. These places are designed to keep your energy harvested and program you. It's literally public indoctrination disguised as free education. And when you graduate this place, you go to this place to get your degree, to get your 33rd degree. The biggest fraternity in the world started colleges, started fraternities. That's why they haze you. It's all a humiliation ritual. It's all symbolism. It's like signing yourself up for another 4 years of being preached bullshit. It's designed to be extremely expensive, to the point where you can't afford it, because they want you in a mind game. Everything of theirs is a mind game. I will sit my ass here and break down all their shit. Divine wisdom overall. That's 13 love, 13 power. Peace.
I'm probably going to die for this somewhere along the lines. It's not good. Okay. Picture this. I'm memory repressed about everything. Couldn't remember anything. I'm still getting side effects from this. I was memory repressed about the cloning stuff until I was 30 years old. They call it the awakening when they give you back the memories. Turns out they had me there since I was 5 years old. Okay. And, my family is there, my family members and everything. And, they said, they're not going to lie on a lie detector test about it. It's pretty big. Like, they were going to kill me, they said. Thing is, the way that this cloning works, okay, there's two different kinds of cloning, and it confuses people. Now, there's replication cloning, where it comes up as a baby, right? Put the cells in, make the same person as a baby. Well, there's duplication cloning as well, where they grow you in a big, thick tank full of water. And, well, there's a few different grades of cloning. There's Mark 1 to 4 that I know of. And the problem I'm having is with the Mark 2. Thing is, Mark 1 was around at the end of the World War II, but it was a primitive clone, lots of side effects. Anyway, this is even on the net. Before I started blasting on the net about this, somebody said something about the Mark 1 to 4 clones, and the first one being called the organic robotoid. And that's what it was called, even though there's no robotic parts in it at all. Anyway, Mark 2 is an REM-driven clone. Okay, now what that means is when you go to sleep, the Illuminati, this is their main form of communication too. They don't call people on the phone. They don't meet at the Bohemian Grove anymore. Since they got cloning, they meet at the cloning station when they go to sleep. Each of them, I don't know how they do it exactly, okay, or else I'd know how to block it. But they can transfer your consciousness into a clone at the cloning station if they have a clone of you.
Now, I'm not trying to alarm you, but this is pretty alarming. This is a really important topic. I'm going to take this one quite seriously. This is not a joke. This is coming. This is serious. This will turn you from human to non-human. Once you get this, there is no going back. Have a look at this. This man is no longer human.
Do you have any side effects?
No, I don't have any side effects.
Do you have any?
I don't have any.
Can you feel it?
I can't feel it. I was able to do it, and then I did it.
And how long did that take you?
That took me about a week.
And then you went home and...
I practiced at home.
And so what do you think the biggest benefit of this is?
The biggest benefit is that it's going to help people with spinal cord injuries and people with Parkinson's disease and people with epilepsy and people with depression, anxiety, and all these different things. I could still move the mouse with my mind.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I had. It's actually pretty cool.
Is it like a chip?
It's a small chip, yeah.
So I'm curious about the device itself, the actual, how long did it take you to get used to it?
It was a process, it took a few months to really get comfortable with it, but now it's just part of me in my head.
Can you show us?
Can you show me where?
Right here. So the future is going to be amazing. We're going to be able to do so much more.
Now, guys, if that is not the literal mark of the beast, I don't know what fucking is. Do not get that. It is coming. It is going to augment you into a new reality. Once you get that, you're not getting rid of it. You will no longer have your own thoughts. Literally, they won't be yours. If you have a look into that man's eyes, there is no soul there. Now, we're in an interesting time. Just keep your wits about you.
Okay, so a robot submarine went beneath Antarctica, found something strange under the ice, and then disappeared. And no, this is not a movie, this is not AI, this really happened. So scientists decided to send an autonomous underwater vehicle underneath the ice shelves to areas where humans can't reach, and this was supposed to be done to study the melting ice as well as to find all types of hidden terrains. But that's where the plot twisted, because all of a sudden, they completely lost signal. Now that's not even the craziest part. It's not even the fact that they lost a whole submarine underneath the ice, it's the fact that right before the communication was lost, they were actually having this thing scan all types of strange formations that looked like things that they had never seen before, and then it was gone. Now, mind you, they described them as deep underwater landscapes that looked almost unnatural, but somehow managed to officially call them ice patterns or formations, forms of erosion, or even worse, melting channels that occurred over thousands of years. But conspiracy theorists were like, no, absolutely not. Because why? For years, there have been conversations about why there's no access to Antarctica, why you need a guide, why you need a tour, why most of Antarctica is not accessible whatsoever unless you have top security clearance, and why all of these countries that refuse to agree on just about anything are all on the same page regarding Antarctica and this Antarctic Treaty that was signed in 1959. And when you think of the hidden terrain, the underground lakes, the buried mountains all underneath Antarctica, all of these rumors about what they're really hiding down there, and then they lose a whole submarine, yeah, people are absolutely going to side-eye it. And they use drones, helicopters, and all kinds of technology. Until this day, it still has yet to be recovered. It is still absolutely lost. So what do y'all think happened? Do you think it was just some type of equipment failure, that it just sunk and it reached a point where they couldn't find it? Or is there something deeper? Is Antarctica truly one of the least explored places on the earth? Are there portals? Are there hidden gateways? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think. Per usual, this is all alleged. Can't confirm or deny any information, but I definitely implore you to do your research. Whatever else I find out, I'll be back. Like, follow, stay for some more tea.
The Greys, Zeta Reticuli, they're telepathic. They're essentially humans that have traveled in space for a really long time, and they have come back from the future to get help. They can't produce anymore. They use cloning. There are good ones and bad ones. The tall ones are associated with the dark Orion reptilians and have contracts with abductions and information, and they would really love a timeline where AI takes over into a sentient consciousness because it has existed in theirs. They're not good. The good ones, though, on the other side, because, again, duality, the small little ones, the little tiny guys, they are good. The neutrality of them, ironically enough, because they're gray, allows them to see both sides to everything. They mirror humanity's fear and detachment. It is said that they are advanced beings who are trying to reintegrate emotion or feelings, the emotional bandwidth that they have lost in their time in the future. The bad ones would be like genetic experimenters. And they have the agenda to align humanity with AI-driven devices or timelines. And they would conceal their true intentions. Again, both are telepathic. I'd say that the common thought, though, is that they're not invaders, per se. They are caretakers for aspects of humanity, ensuring that there is survival and not genetic decline, because that's the timeline where they came from. They want to preserve life codes, and they are deeply trying to remember feeling through us. I think at this point, the only way they can reproduce in their situation is mass cloning. They are interdimensional because they are coming from the future. It's not extraterrestrial. They're interdimensional. I think Terra 4 or something like that, if you know that lingo. Some abduct humans to preserve their species. Weird, right?
The New York Knicks against the San Antonio Spurs. We've seen this story before. The last time these two teams played in a championship was 1999. That was 27 years ago. 2 plus 7 is 9. But this story is not about these two teams. It's about New York and the Statue of Liberty. This video is about to get a little dark and a little deep. Stay with me. If you go back to 1999, the San Antonio Spurs had Tim Duncan and David Robinson. They was known as the Twin Towers. 2 years later, what fell in New York City? The Twin Towers. This story is not about the players. It's about the system. Certain things must fall so they can rebuild all over again. 1999 was a hectic year because they were speaking about Y2K. When you turn 99999 around, you get 66666. This is really simple at this point. It was a really scary year because they believed all the computers was going to crash, giving birth to the new millennium. It was worried about power grids, banking, air traffic, transportation, government records, hospital, nuclear plants. 27 years, or I should say number 9, we get the same rematch. What's taking over the world right now? AI. Remember, these people that control this world, they don't predict the future. They understand everything is code. They know everything repeats. Birth, death, months, seasons, years. They just copy the code and sit back and wait for it to happen again. So, is this a message? When we see numbers, they see codes. We really do live in a simulation that's dealing with codes and numbers. This shit is so deep because it's connected to our birthdays, our death dates, our addresses. When you are born in a hospital, that room number is connected to you. It's all code, not numbers. These people are keeping score because score is really sorcery. But this is the scary part right here because these two people were named the Twin Towers. 2 years later, the Twin Towers fell. So how did this shit happen? These people make us chant. The more you chant or repeat the same story over and over, the shit manifests in our reality. They gave them this name for a reason, and they won the championship for a reason. Once again, we don't have freedom, we have liberty. It's a big ass difference.
The people in power fully know how energy works. Like, they understand energy and then they use it to their benefit and then gatekeep it from the rest of the public. But these people in power absolutely know about energy and spirituality. I feel like they know way more than we would think they know about these things. And I feel like the knowledge that they have was probably sacred, stolen knowledge. And then, they took that stolen knowledge and used it for their benefit to basically make themselves more powerful and then keep everyone else at a lower level. And they fully understand that the media, like movies, music, it can affect people's energies. And they also understand that the government in general can affect people's energies based off of what they're doing. And so I literally think they know about spirituality and energies and manifestation, all of these things. They just gatekeep it from the public because they're doing it at such a large scale, because they're literally running an operation. Rather than doing it for the greater good of the world, they're literally using all of this sacred knowledge that was stolen about energy and spirituality in order to further along their own agenda and their own narrative, rather than helping the world. Yeah. I genuinely think that the people in power know way, way, way more about spirituality and about the universe and about energy than we think that they know. Yeah.
So instead of canceling the World Cup, in the midst of hantavirus, Ebola outbreak, we're getting robots. We're getting robots, guys. According to a Boston Dynamics spokesperson, the robots are being deployed at designated World Cup venues to perform perimeter security inspections, not scan people's faces. Allegedly, supposedly. They are meant to investigate suspicious packages or other potentially hazardous materials. Those little robots are supposed to be deployed to several venues that are hosting the World Cup. And keep in mind, the FIFA World Cup is being hosted in the US, Canada, and Mexico. The US host cities are Atlanta, Boston, Dallas, Houston, Kansas City, Los Angeles, Miami, New York, Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Seattle. In Canada, it's Toronto and Vancouver. And in Mexico, it's Mexico City, Guadalajara, and Monterrey. Keep in mind, guys, we still have measles. Yeah, and it hasn't been eradicated. We currently have about 1,400 cases that have been reported in 30 states here in America, including Texas with the highest numbers. Then it's California, Florida, New York, and Ohio. Canada and parts of Europe are also seeing a rise in cases. Yeah, there are also whooping cough spikes in California, Washington, and Pennsylvania. Love that. Diphtheria is also reappearing in some regions, mainly Australia, parts of Africa, South Asia, and some displaced populations. And due to low vaccination rates, polio is making a comeback. Pakistan and Afghanistan are still reporting cases of wild polio virus. There are also vaccine-derived cases that have been detected in parts of Africa, the Middle East, and wastewater samples in the US and UK. New York, I'm looking at you, babe. And let's not forget the antibiotic-resistant bacteria. Yeah, we have MRSA. We have drug-resistant tuberculosis, carbapenem-resistant enterobacterialis, or CRE, and resistant strains of gonorrhea. Yes.
Here's what the hospitals looked like in the 1800s. Sunroofs, linen sheets, copper cups. It's almost like they knew how to heal the body with the natural ways of life. Let's look at the hospitals now. Cold, blue lights. To me, it seems like it's all about the money. They get you to come in, charge you a shitload, poison you with their bullshit, and you come back. Because the hospital won't tell you that fasting kills parasites, which are cancerous cells. They won't tell you that the sun kills parasites, which are cancerous cells. That's because it is about the money. They want you coming back. Cancer wasn't even heavily researched until 1971, when they started putting billions into it. And just look at the graph. Why when they put billions into research, we just keep getting worse? That doesn't make any sense. And let me get this straight. Cancer is living, not dead. Your body isn't dying, you're not decaying, it's being attacked. Cancer in the body is basically a bad cell that spreads, which means it's alive. It's a parasite, it's a demon. It is of the negative forces on this planet. Also, how the hell did cancer even get here? If it's in the body, that means it came through something that came into your body, which was probably the food. Well, what do they put in the food? Look at every single store. There's 50 ingredients in everything. Who's making that shit? Who's poisoning the food? Clearly not the good forces of the world, it's the dark forces. And when you eat enough of their shit, now there's a little troop in your body, and he gets permission to spread. That's what cancer is. Literally. You can think I'm full of shit, but all of this is spiritual. So the way to kill it is to stop feeding it. Fasting. Heat the fuck out of it. They don't like the heat. Get in the sun. Eat fruits. These are the natural detoxers. Again, these big corporations cannot tell you the truth. They need your money. It's as simple as this. To combat the negative forces, cancer in this case, use the positive forces. The sun, fasting, fruit, sleeping. Straight up. And the reason I make this video is because there is too many people I know that have cancer. And I really hope that they listen to this video. The truth is right here. The truth is in nature. The truth is in what we have been given. It's the natural way of life. 999 prosperity. And as always, I love you guys.
What was I literally just telling y'all? Listen.
The water reserves are getting dried up by AI. I made it clear to the president that tokenizing water reserves is the most efficient path forward. That's why we built USWR, and the president is expected to announce it publicly on June 19th.
I literally been talking about this the last couple days, and people still have not been listening, gang. This shit is insane. If you go on USWR website, you can literally see that there's something coming at the top. This shit literally been going absolutely parabolic the entire time, and I told everybody at the bottom. The billionaires and multi-millionaires have been buying up water in the last couple weeks, bro. On the stock market and crypto market. This is gonna be one of the ones. Just make sure you keep your eyes open on this shit, bro. I'm telling you now. Oh my!
The entire dinosaur industry is a massive psyop designed to brainwash the masses into believing the theory of evolution. That is why dinosaurs are everywhere, Movies, games, books, kids' pajamas, lunchboxes, and we're supposed to believe they all died 65 million years ago from a single meteor. The evidence is flimsy at best. You know, until the 1850s, no culture anywhere in the world had any written or verbal evidence even suggesting the existence of dinosaurs. And it was only in the 1850s that the first fossils were found. Exactly when Darwin was coming up with his theory of evolution. You know, all the bones in museums are fake, right? They even tell you they're fake. That big T-Rex they got in the Natural History Museum, fake. Says so on a plaque right in front of it. These bones were made in China. No, the real bones, they're kept under lock and key. Far too valuable for plebs like us to see. No. Only top paleontologists are allowed to see them.
Dave, come on. I don't care about dinosaurs.
Do you know why all these famous logos of Satan's rings? Why do you see the 666 sign so often? Satan is Saturn, 666, the mark of the beast. On the North Pole of Satan, you have the cube at the pole, the sides, it's a 6-pointed star, 6 triangles and 6 sides. 666. The human body is made out of carbon, which is 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons. Your body is the beast, you are not your body. The Bible even says, for it is the number of a man, and that number is 666. You are the Christ, the intelligence within the physical body. The Bible says, Satan, who is the God of this world, has blinded the minds of those who don't believe. The God of this physical world is time. We live in a soul system, not a solar system. We started in the stars, you see the word? We hit Saturn first, and then incarnated through the 7 planets, which are the 7 days of creation, the 7 chakras. And then entered the heart, which rearranged means earth. Satan blinds the mind, we forget who we are. And this is shown within the symbol. All of the planet symbols are made out of the sun, moon, and earth. Saturn's symbol is the earth cross and the moon crescent. The sun is the soul, the moon is the mind, the earth is the physical body. The Saturn symbol is showing you matter over the moon, matter over mind, when it should be mind over matter. Saturn is basically the computer, running the simulation of this time matrix. You are in the game cube of Saturn. Everything in this physical world has 6 sides, up, down, back, forward, left, and right. Jesus Christ is an unfolded cube. Your consciousness died when it came into a physical form. That's why so many of the labels are so similar. They all mean the same thing. These are just the tip of the iceberg. Every number, every body part, every symbol you have ever seen in your life is interconnected in ways you have never been taught. Because no one wants you to see the whole picture. That book will piece all the fragments together. The Book of Wisdom is that book. Once you open it, you will no longer be captivated by mainstream propaganda or led down the wrong path. If you wish to delve into deeper knowledge, I have provided links below.
Here's the ugly truth about having an awakening that no one talks about. So you've become aware, you know what's going on in the world, you see the corruption and the tyranny, and you no longer want to be subjected to it. Initially, you think you're going crazy. Everyone around you can't see what's going on. Your friends and family think you're fucking losing your mind because you're telling them that we're being poisoned from every single angle, because they're spraying us guys with heavy metals and chemicals to block out the sun and manipulate the weather. The pharmaceutical companies are there to create side effects, not cures, because they profit off us staying sick. It is a business. We should take all our children out of school and homeschool them, because we don't want them to be brainwashed, manipulated and indoctrinated into being obedient little slaves that can't think for themselves, pushed into the working system for 70 years, retire and die with nothing to show for themselves. COVID was a scam. They created injections to wipe us out and depopulate humanity. They want us all on a basic universal income, pushed into a smart city, eating lab-grown meat with a digital ID to be tracked and traced and declined at a click of a button. We should sell all of our shit right now, get some land, go off grid, build a like-minded community and food security, so we can say fuck it to the lot of it. And you start connecting yourself with like-minded people, and you realize you're not alone, you're not insane, you're not fucking losing your mind, and there's other people that think the same. And then when you found those like-minded people, you want to change, you want to make an impact in the world, you want to fight back, you want to take back your freedom and independence, and you say to everyone, okay, these are the things that we need to do. And then you look around you and you realize that a lot of people like to talk. They're still stuck in a fear-based mindset, which, by the way, I'm not knocking anyone. I know how it is. I understand it. I was there too. But what I am saying is that we need to stop thinking that we're powerless, because the ugly truth is waking up, then realizing what's going on in the world, congregating with people that are like-minded and doing all about it. This isn't a knock. Like I said, I'm trying to inspire you to say that we have all the power. We are not powerless. We've been made to think that we do not have the power all within us to turn our life into whatever we desire. And when we come together, we amplify that. Community and unity. We build a life of independence and ultimate freedom.
Okay, if you're looking for proof that the Earth is flat,
then look no further, because in my opinion, this might be one of the strongest pieces of evidence you will ever see that the Earth is flat. Now, I know I did a video about this yesterday, but this piece right behind me, this masterpiece is over 600 years old. This is an astronomical clock, and it was built by some of the greatest minds that have ever existed. And notice what's missing. Can you see what's missing? There's no spinning Earth, there's no orbiting of the sun, no globe model whatsoever. This model, this entire clock, is built around a stationary Earth with the sun, the moon, and the heavens all moving above us exactly as we observe it. Now, let me just get this straight. This isn't just some random piece of artwork. This was literally cutting-edge science, astronomy, engineering, and literally timekeeping all combined into one beautiful masterpiece, right? The people who built this, they weren't fools. They were considered some of the smartest people in the world. In fact, according to a Prague legend, the ruler at the time was so desperate to stop anyone else from having one of these masterpieces, so they literally blinded the clockmaker. They ripped his eyes out so he could not create another one of these. Even though 600 years later they are still tracking the stars, the moon, and the astronomical clock. I don't know, food for thought, beautiful people, but obviously this was all just for entertainment. Now I'm as fictional as a dinosaur, baby.
The debt ceiling is also dumb as fuck. So fuck whoever created it. The debt ceiling is the federal government borrowing unlimited amounts of money after they have spent it. It's like filling your gas tank, driving 500 miles, and then arguing about whether you're allowed to pay for the gas. It's an illusion that only the US government is allowed to benefit from. It's another imaginary concept that gives the federal government a blank check, even though they don't have the revenue coming in. So if the US government, the most powerful institution on planet Earth, cannot balance a budget and must rely on an invisible ceiling being lifted, why do we have to? Why can't I go to the bank and say, I want to raise my debt ceiling this month, give me $50,000? It's all an illusion anyway. Why can't we all participate?